It's a Fact Finder 12 story we're bringing to you about a topic that can be hard to talk about. In this video, employees at a Wichita convenience store fear for their safety. Surveillance video captures the moment a customer comes into the store and shouts racial slurs.
Those are your friends?
Yeah.
Well, you're terrorists in my country.
How?
You're Pakistani. Bengali.
Tonight we take a deeper look at this disturbing moment. Our investigation, we found out the man who is yelling in this is in the middle of a mental health crisis. So his family says this is what mental illness looks like, and like many families dealing with it, they are asking for help and understanding. Check out some of the data we have here from the federal government showing just how big of a problem this is and how it's increasing here. Latest estimates show as many as 420,000 Kansans are dealing with some kind of mental illness. Again, that number is increasing. What happened in that video comes as police and local agencies are launching new efforts to help them.
We estimate around a quarter of all of our police calls have some mental health component.
And tonight, we look at the challenges of helping those with mental illness, but also the impact on communities. We begin with the latest incident. Desmond Nugent explains what happened.
Those are your friends?
Yeah.
Well, you're terrorists in my country.
How?
You're Pakistani. Bengali.
Bengali.
You claim, are you ISIS?
Sadiqur Rahman works at this gas station. He says what you're about to see has happened before, but this time was much worse.
Are you okay, so I can't discuss religion in my own country?
You just called me a terrorist.
You are!
We feel unsafe here. We feel threatened, and the customers feel unsafe here. You know, he just shouts racist things. He was just trying to say nonsense things for like 6 to 7 minutes, and there are customers behind him. So I told him that, can you please pay me, and that I can serve the other customers.
But Rahman says that's when things escalated.
Don't touch it. I've already... See?
Yeah.
You just snatched this away from me.
Yeah,
Take the dollar! Take it!
Gas station employees worry what the man could do next.
I think it shouldn't take this long to take some steps because he's just roaming around freely.
In Wichita,
Take the dollar!
Desmond Nugent, Eyewitness News.
Okay. The man's family agrees he shouldn't be on the streets, not unless he gets treatment. Right after that incident that you just saw at the gas station, the man went up to Bel Air. Bel Air police were called when he was stopping and yelling at traffic in the middle of the road. His family not only worries about other safety, but also worry about police being forced to use deadly force to stop him. I talked to his mom and sister, and like many families dealing with mental illness, they feel helpless.
Those are your friends?
Yeah.
Well, you're terrorists in my country.
How?
You're Pakistani.
Shocking behavior and words from the man on this video. A racist rant directed at a Wichita convenience store worker. But those who know him best, who watched the video with us for the first time,
Just
Don't touch it. I've already... See?
Yeah.
You just snatched this away from me.
Yeah,
Take the dollar!
they weren't shocked at all.
Take it!
It didn't shock me. No. I felt extremely bad for the employee also.
It's not surprising behavior to see. He's done this before.
The man's name is Bryce. His mom and sister sat down with us to talk about what we're seeing here.
That's robbery! What you're doing with telekinetics, you stupid Pakistani!
They say this is what mental illness looks like, and it's plagued Donna's son, now in his 20s, since before he was a teenager.
It breaks my heart. It feels like a death every time he's like this, like I've lost him, you know. And I have for a short period of time till this, you know, manic phase wears off or he gets medicated. He's not the same kid.
Bryce has bipolar 1 disorder. This is what a manic episode looks like for him.
Take the dollar!
Everything that you see now is the opposite when he's well. He's kind, he's witty, you know, he would do anything for anybody, and he's certainly not racist.
He's not that kind of person. You know, when he's got his head on his shoulders, when he's taking meds, he's not that kind of a person, and it's heartbreaking to watch.
When Bryce takes his medications, he gets better. But that's part of the problem.
He thinks he's fine, he stops taking his meds, and then an incident like these last ones occur every time. And it's just happened so much and so repeatedly that it's just amazing to me that, you know, we can't do something about it.
Within hours of this video, Police were called when Bryce was in the middle of the street, stopping and yelling at traffic. He eventually got some help, but only after he cut himself. That's where his family's frustrated. They try to help, but there's only so much they can do.
You feel extreme amount of helplessness. I do everything I possibly can to help him.
I've tried to talk to him for years. I've tried to explain to him that he needs to just get help, but he's not going to do it for himself.
If you liken it into someone that has Alzheimer's, you know they can't make the right decision.
You don't often hear about mental illness on this level, people opening up and talking about it. So do we know how Bryce is doing now?
You know, he did get some treatment. I talked to his mom again tonight. I want to make the viewers aware, he's also aware we did the story. They've talked to him. He was supportive of it. We want him to get better and maybe eventually talk with us about some of his battles, but they said it is a vicious cycle for him. And you know, you heard in the story, police were eventually called in his case. Nothing criminally happened there, but they did get him some help. We talked to the police chief, and you heard him mention a quarter of the calls now they're dealing with.
A lot on their plate.
Yeah, mental illness is related, and they are responding to things, frankly, they should not respond to. Here's Gordon Ramsay.
So there is an over-reliance on police and the criminal justice system to deal with mental illness today. And that's not right. There needs to be more resources, more options for those that are suffering and families. And our hearts go out to them. And in many cases, we're going on calls that we should not.
So we're timing this story here because Sedgwick County's Mental Health and Substance Abuse Coalition, they're going to hold a summit tomorrow to discuss the future of trying to solve issues surrounding mental health in our communities. Expect updates tomorrow on Eyewitness News throughout the day.